Hi friends, this is your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons and Chappell Roan. All right, so I have this incredibly unique view of Dungeons and Dragons, and it is that it is a secular human improvement engine. It is designed to fix humans, to help them grow, learn, improve, transform. I want to see transformation for every single person who sits at the Dungeons and Dragons table, right? To overcome anxiety, to be able to understand when other people are taking advantage of them, to own their power, right? All these kind of things that I don't think there's any real solutions to help people with today. I don't think there's no like discipline where they're like, oh, hey, let's help you defeat your intellectual, emotional, and spiritual problems. Other than the church, which is vastly neglected, and that's the other thing is this is all from a secular perspective. Actually, churches do help with those things. They help with intellect, emotion, and spirituality, but it kind of doesn't matter because nobody's going to them. I know this because I go to one every week. There's nobody there. All of you are ignoring it. And so there needs to be a secular approach to this because most people are secular. And that will always be the case. You know how I know that? Because the Bible calls it a remnant. It says that people who live in Jesus Christ will always be a remnant, right? So it's always going to be just a tiny sliver that are helped by Jesus. It's never going to be the majority, which is sad. But it's also God's sovereign. It's the way it is. All right. Okay. So, I'm extremely excited about this secular route to fixing humans, right? I believe that's what Gary designed Dungeons and Dragons for, to be a transformational vessel to improve humans. It had nothing to do with games. It had nothing to do with. He hid it in a game because that's how people would receive it. Okay. All right. So let's get into this. So I want transformation at the table, and I've been thinking a lot about this, and I've been thinking about how does this happen, right? And my answer has always been the same. Every single person at the table is going to be transformed in every session, right? That's the goal, right? But the more I've been thinking about it, I'm like, wait a second. So I've been listening to B. Dave Walters, absolutely brilliant. He is one of the top 3 dungeon masters in the world, and there are no more official Dungeons and Dragons dungeon masters than him. He is literally the most official Hasbro, WotC stamped, approved dungeon master in the world. And he recently completely redefined the purpose of Dungeons and Dragons and said, when I'm dungeon mastering, I'm looking to evoke powerful emotion or give relief from powerful emotion, actually catharsis, right? Incredible rewrite, right? So what's really fascinating, and he's oh yeah, here's what he said. I'm looking to evoke a powerful emotion. If someone at the table is feeling something real, it's a success. And I was like, wait, back up the truck. What did he just say? If one person at the table is feeling something real, it's a success. And again, this is a complete slap. It's a virtual slap in the face to everybody who said, oh, the purpose of Dungeons and Dragons is if everybody's at the table having fun, it's a success. Right? And what he's saying is no. And we should have known this from the gate. Why on earth should everybody at the table have the same experience, right? People at the table should have different experiences. When you go to a party, not everybody's going to have the same experience, right? Some people are going to sit quietly in the corner. Some are going to dance on the table. Some are going to get completely liquored up. Others are going to remain sober and watch the people who are getting liquored up. It's different. Everybody comes for a different reason and they get a different experience, right? And now in the second 50 years of Dungeons and Dragons, this is where we are, right? So here's how we're going to get there. Here's how we're going to get to someone at the table being transformed, is understanding that it only has to be one. All right, so how did I grow to understand this? Chappell Roan. So the other day I'm sitting in my house and somebody who loves me walks through the living room and they say, what are you doing? And I'm like, sorting Legos and I'm listening to Chappell Roan. And they're like, what are you doing listening to Chappell Roan? And you're 55 years old, right? And I'm like, yes, you are correct. I would have never listened to Chappell Roan, but I listen to podcasts because I'm a 59-year-old American male, right? Or I'm a 55-year-old American male, right? And yeah, 4 more years before 59. Let's see if I get there. All right, so 55-year-old American male. So I listen to podcasts, and they will not shut up about Chappell Roan. My politics podcasts are talking about her. My D&D podcasts are talking about her. My culture podcasts are talking about her. They will not shut up about her, right? She's all over Hark. She's all over Slate Political Gab Fest. Come on, man. Like, I was like, so because nobody would shut up about her, I listened to her. And guess what? She is a very good pop singer. And she got some bangers. And this is my favorite. Good luck, babe. Right? So this person who loves the Euros. Do you know what this song is about? I'm like, yes, of course I know what this song is about. Chappell Roan is a bog standard, pop singer. Every pop singer song is about the same thing. It's a beautiful woman singing about the consequences of poor life choices. She broke up with her boyfriend. What else would it be about? Right? It's what every Taylor Swift song is about. It's about every Ariana Grande song is about. It's what every Dua Lipa song is about. She broke up with her boyfriend. What's to know? Right? So this person's like, no. Chappell Roan is not like the rest of them. And I was like, what? And so she says, listen. This song is not about Chappell Roan breaking up with her boyfriend. Chappell Roan in this song, her persona is a lesbian. And she is in love with a bi woman. Okay? And if you listen to the lyrics, it says, and I was like, wait, I do know this line. She says, I don't want to call it off, but you don't want to call it love. That's a banger line. I told you, this chick's a banger, man. She's got some bangers, right? Like, and she's like, yes, but she's saying that this bi girl will not take her as her wife, or take her as her long-term girlfriend. This bi girl is dating a boy who hates her, who she is prioritizing over Chappell Roan's persona here, who absolutely loves her and would die for her. And this is a deeply sad song because she's saying, you really love me. You should be you should be my lesbian lover, and this bi stuff is frustrating because this person doesn't even care about you, right? This man doesn't care about you, right? And he is going to, and actually but that will change in the future, and you'll end up being his wife, but you will be frustrated with that outcome, right? And I'm like, what? All that's in the song? And she's like, yeah. Why don't you listen to it? I'm like, I don't listen to pop songs, man. They're all the same. It's just some beautiful woman singing about the consequences of poor life choices. They're all the same. None of them have any wisdom to listen to, right? And she's like, well, Chappell Roan is a little different. You should start listening to her lyrics. And I'm like, I don't know, baby. So the point here is, I had no clue what I was listening to. I did not know that this was a deep and personal song by Chappell Roan, and that Chappell Roan is expressing deep emotions and is actually personally invested in her songs, unlike Taylor Swift or Dua Lipa or Ariana Grande, right? Like, these are deeply personal, and that also she is LGBTQ, and that there's more parameters to the love connections within her songs, right? So you need to pay attention, right? But I'm not gonna, in fact, I was like, wait a second. Are you saying there's some hidden messages in Pink Pony Club? Right? And so I'm like, maybe you know what? I'm not listening to it, right? And so here's the kicker. This is where we land, right? When you come to your Dungeons & Dragons table, there's going to be that person who explained Chappell Roan to me. Somebody who's catching all the deep nuances. And if you're trying to give them ways to intellectually grow, emotionally grow, and spiritually grow through Dungeons & Dragons, they're going to catch it all. But there are also going to be people who are like, where's the next goblin to chop in half? And they will miss all of it. And Dungeons & Dragons is so deep and so engaging that it can hold, just like Chappell Roan can hold people who are listening to every word and understanding the deep meanings in the song, but also the people like me who are just hearing the banger, right? And so that's how we're going to get to transformation. It's not going to be every player transformed in every session. It's going to be one player transformed in one session. That's how it'll start. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Absolutely nothing more, absolutely nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider like subscribing and have a fetch millennium.